Hello, I'm Rania Regaieg, the President and the Chair of the Board of Trustees of the Students' Union at UE. I suppose being able to lead other students and empower them to have a voice has always driven me forward and kept me looking for other ways to empower students to be able to do the same that I was able to do. I've definitely had faced some barriers growing up, and particularly during my last couple of years in school and going into university. I do come from a Black Asian minority ethnic background. I'm originally from Tunisia and I'm as well a female. I'm an international student here. So all of those different elements of my identity have made it at some point throughout my life a bit difficult. There are certain times in my life where people have put me down, that made me feel a little bit small and humiliated. But I've managed to find a way out of it and come out of the other side even stronger. And being involved in all of those activities that I did throughout the time that I was a student, like being a student rep to then becoming a vice president and now president, have helped me a lot find who I am again, have helped me a lot find what I stand for, and that eventually helped me break out of that shell and overcome those barriers. I've found ways on how to learn what my strengths are and use those to my advantage, and I've accepted what my weaknesses are. I used to always try to focus on those weaknesses and try and make myself better in those areas, but I also end up meaning that I've forgotten about my strengths, and those strengths over time started to become weaknesses as well, because I haven't actually nurtured them at all. I was just focusing on my weaknesses and what others told me that I cannot do, and I was trying to prove to them actually that I can do them, whereas what I could have done is prove to myself that I am good enough, that I can focus on my strengths as well as trying to improve my weaknesses. My top 3 tips for being your authentic self in whatever you do in life really are. The first one would be to become more self-aware and develop your emotional intelligence, because I believe the more you know about yourself, the more you'll be able to be true to yourself and relate to others around you. The second one I'd say is to explore your values. If you've never actually sat down and asked yourself, what do I stand for? How can you be your authentic self? Ask yourself, if someone were to come up to you and tell you, can you tell me who you are? Only using 3 words, would you be able to answer that question? And if the answer is no, I'd really encourage you to take the time to explore your values and define them. And my final tip would be to learn how to say no. Don't take things personally as well. You simply cannot please everyone. Find out who you are, be true to your values, and make your behaviours reflect what you stand for. Saying no is not a weakness. If anything, it shows your strength. It shows what you stand and do not stand for. So that's all for me. And I hope you'll be able to find out what your authentic self looks like.